What is up, you guys? It is your buddy Upshell. Today I wanted to bring you guys a bit more of a controversial topic and a controversial opinion from me regarding next year's, well actually I should say this year's, Call of Duty. We're talking about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. In the background I'm just running a little bit of shoddy and M8 mate action. Just being a complete scrub at Call of Duty as I try to get my skills back in anticipation of the Infinite Warfare beta, which is coming out on October 14th, I believe, for people who pre-ordered. And rumor has it that there will also be a free beta releasing afterwards, possibly the next week for 3 days. I think is what the rumored leak is all about for that Infinite Warfare beta. So if you're looking forward to trying out the new COD for itself rather than just basing your opinions on shitty gameplay videos and the amount of dislikes on YouTube, it's going to be a good way to kind of validate your opinion and get an idea of whether or not you want to drop that $80 or $100 or $150 or I don't even know how much the new Activision games cost nowadays. It's just getting a bit ridiculous. I know in Canada, if I want to get the remastered Modern Warfare and Infinite Warfare, I need to shell out $100, and that doesn't include map packs after release. It's all getting to be a little bit much. Well, why do I think Infinite Warfare will actually be successful? The first reason being very obvious is that it will be coming packaged with Modern Warfare Remastered. And obviously that's going to put a lot of sales at the door, especially for you OG COD players, myself included. I started with Call of Duty back on my Xbox 360 playing Modern Warfare, and I fell in love, man. This is really why I got into shooters, why I got into FPS, was this game. It just was so perfect. Everything about it was so crisp. It just had this competitive feel. You always wanted to kind of get the edge out on your buddies and gradually get better and better at the game. And it just absolutely nailed that. There was no need for excessive weapons, excessive camos. It was so limited. You were either running M16 or AK or an SMG. There was no excessive amounts of guns, no weapons to just bloat the whole experience. It was pure competitive action, and that was what made it so great, in my humble opinion. Now, that is going to please the OGs, but the people who have kind of grown up, the next generation of gamer, has been playing these boost-jumping Call of Duties, the Advanced Warfares, the Black Ops 3, and for a lot of reasons I do actually like these games, especially Black Ops 3. Not so much Advanced Warfare. Wasn't a huge fan of that, partly due to map design, but for Black Ops 3, I found the maps have been really well tailored for the gameplay. I think the game is pretty solid with the exception of a bit of lag issues, especially when you're using voice chat. But I think the game has been pretty solid, and in a lot of ways it's brought me back into the Call of Duty franchise, and I've been playing Battlefield and other games like Rainbow Six a little bit less instead. Now, at this point you might be thinking to yourself, how is Modern Warfare, a game that has not sold as well as the recent Call of Duties? The new Call of Duties have kind of blown away the sales of old. Now, Modern Warfare was kind of the game for COD that took Call of Duty into the mainstream, but it still is kind of dwarfed by the current sales numbers for Call of Duty. So how in the world is a game that didn't sell as well gonna sell the best-selling game right now on console? And that's a bit of a tricky question, but I think it comes down to the fact that it's gonna please both ends of the spectrum for Call of Duty and FPS gamers in general. And that's because Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare are so drastically different in their style of play. They're going to practically be two different games operating on the same gaming engine. You want tactical sneaking and search and destroy and an old school shooter competitive feel? Modern Warfare Remastered will be the game for you. You want to run on walls and make trick shots and dank 720 MLG 360 backhand backflip no-scopes, like that's possible? You'll be able to do that in Infinite Warfare. And it might be different for everyone, but I feel that people will have very different experiences from both of these games. A lot of people are talking about purchasing Infinite Warfare just for the Modern Warfare Remastered. That's kind of myself included. That's really the bulk of the reason that I won't be waiting for Infinite Warfare to go on sale before I purchase it, which is actually what I did with Black Ops 3. I'll probably be getting it right out of the gate just so I can get my hands back on Modern Warfare. Now, the key thing about this is that they're going to always have access to both. Just because someone buys for just Infinite Warfare or Modern Warfare doesn't mean they'll never pick up and try the other game. And it doesn't mean they might not get hooked because of that. It might be kind of a break from your current title. I know in any game I play, I always kind of want to put it down to the side for a little bit and pick up something else, because no matter how much I love a game, or no matter how much fun I have, or how much I want to get better at a specific game, you always kind of need a little bit of a break after a while. I know with Battlefield 4, it's like I kind of get sick of getting dunked on by tanks after a couple bad games in a row. When I play Rainbow Six for too long, I really get sick of the whole one kill you're done thing, especially when I try to play a little bit of John Rambo style and jump outdoors and then just get one bang and have to wait 4 minutes before I can even do anything again. I find the same thing with my Call of Duty. I like playing Black Ops, but I get frustrated after a while with the lag and trying to accommodate for guys flying across a wall that I'm trying to hold in front of me 30 feet up in the air. You always kind of need a bit of a break, but it's great in that Infinite Warfare will supply its own break. And I know that probably sounds like the most wonky reasoning for a game to sell and do well. Yo, so your game sucks, so here's another game that you can play instead of the game that sucks. That might sound like what I'm saying here, but it's not exactly what I mean. I think that because the game will offer this other completely different playstyle, I think it will sell even better, and it will offer a better experience to the player. Now, the last point I want to make on why I think Infinite Warfare will be a success comes down to the competitive community. And I know this is a bit of a mixed topic. I know some people think the competitive community are a bunch of boners and ruin Call of Duty, and I also know that there's lots of people who love competitive and love watching it, myself included, and think that it does add to the gaming experience. And another great thing has got to do with the fact that we will have a mixture of two bags. We're going to have Modern Warfare, which I'm sure probably won't be used as the competitive platform for MLG and the COD worlds, etc., but we'll also have Infinite Warfare to be our real competitive scene. And that will allow us to have a mixture of both playstyles, but it also will allow people to gain more of an appreciation for competitive Call of Duty, because the people who play Modern Warfare will still occasionally dabble in Infinite Warfare most likely. And when you play a game, you become much more appreciative of the competition that kind of surrounds that game. It's the same reason why people love watching competitive sports as well. I'm sure a competitive sport that you yourself have played is much more interesting to watch and to spectate than a game you have no concept of watching. As an example, I like watching volleyball, but I played fairly high-level volleyball when I was younger. I really enjoy the sport, as well as hockey, obviously, me being Canadian, and rugby. And for that reason, those are kind of my favorite sports to watch. Like, I loved when the Olympics were on because I was finally able to watch some actual high-level volleyball, which is normally never ever televised here. So I think that can also add to the competitive Call of Duty scene as well. I think it will see a growth resulting from Infinite Warfare, because people buying the game just for Modern Warfare, whether or not you think that's scummy, that they're forcing people to buy Infinite Warfare just to get Modern Warfare or not, that's a completely different argument. But I do think it will draw more and more people into the competitive Call of Duty scene, which is great for esports as a whole. But I want to hear what you guys have to think about the upcoming Call of Duty. I'm sure a lot of you guys will think it will suck. You'll let me know down in the comments below, and I appreciate that. Do you think that the future of Call of Duty will be dictated by the YouTube dislike bar, or will this whole Modern Warfare, Infinite Warfare packaging deal really bring the Call of Duty back? I know there was a survey done that said that 40% of Call of Duty players actually like the jetpacking. Do you agree with that? Do you not? Let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more gaming and mainly FPS content. And I'll see you soon.
You've seen my work. It speaks for itself.